I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha Rakah Padash. Double honors, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Well, which is teaching Israel the truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom, ba abba babal. So in Isaiah 13, it's prophesied that the Lord will make a man, as it says in Isaiah 13, verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man, being a man of the Lord of the nation of Israel, a prophet, than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right? And so really the elect men hold all the power, hold the cards, as they say, all the cards. All right? Which we're going to get the heathen when Yahweh Shai comes back. But Isaiah 4 and 1, the Lord's going to give us women. All right? And really our meditation is not how to get women, not how to maintain women, or anything else in this world. It's to serve Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. It says in Isaiah 32, verse 1, behold, a king, talking about an Israelite elect, a prince of the power, shall reign in righteousness. So we have to meditate on the scriptures to know right from wrong. And princes shall rule in judgment, which right now we're princes, and we have to learn the judgment of the Lord, which is in the scriptures, which is the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. So when we are kings, we will be ruling by the word of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. That's what it says in Revelation 14, verse 12. It says, here is the patience which were waiting and were persecuted as men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, the poor righteous man. We are waiting on our salvation of the saints, sanctified by the word, the Israelite men that are sanctified by the word. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh, which the word speaks of Yahweh Shai, and the faith of Yahweh Shai. So we're waiting, but we're meditating on this word in the meditation of the faith of Yahweh sending Yahweh Shai back. We're not invested in this world, all right? But we are the salvation of the women of our nation, which that's why Isaiah 4 and 1, 7 women shall cleave to one man. Because all these women that have men, they're going to die in the famines. They're going to die in the wars. There's not going to be many men no more. And the men that are going to exist, they're going to be cannibalizing women and children. They're going to use them, abuse them, and then eventually eat them. Because there's going to be a great famine. All right? It says in verse 2 of Isaiah 32, and a man, talking about a man of the Lord that knows the judgment of Yahweh through Yahweh Shai by the Holy Spirit, shall be as an hiding place from the wind, from the nuclear destruction that's about to take place, and a covert from the tempest, which is going to cause a deadly storm on earth, as rivers of water in a dry place. Where there's no truth, the hopeful elect is shining as a bright light in the darkness, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So the shelter for the Israelite woman from all this great tribulation is to be under the wing of an Israelite man, the hopeful elect, near his rib. All right? And it's only allowed to the Israelite woman, all right, of faith. But it's through the man that a woman will be saved. And see, a lot of women been taught to look for financial benefits in marriage selection. But in reality, it's faith that makes you rich. All right? Because the men of faith are the ones that are going to be saved from this great tribulation. Money can't save you. Remember, they're going to go digital. So your money, your paper money that you stored up and you invested and you worked so hard to get, it's nothing. It's going to be in vain that you stored it up. Because when they make it go digital, your money can't save you. And you won't even be able to buy an escape from that nuclear destruction, which is going to come upon them that take that implantable microchip here in America. It says in 1 Timothy 2 verse 15, notwithstanding, which just means this is not for those that don't understand. It's for the Israelite women that understand salvation. You have to be joined to an Israelite man. Now you have women that are believing in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, but they're married to possibly a heathen man or an unbelieving Israelite man. They are to maintain their loyalty to their man and stay in faith unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. But there will be no woman of the Israelite race that will be so-called single and so-called independent, doing their own will. All right? The heathen women have no salvation, but the Israelite women, the path of salvation is by pretty much being under a man, an Israelite man, a man of the Lord. That's why we're going to be made more precious than fine gold, because we have the blessing of salvation. It says, notwithstanding, so this is for the Israelite women that understand their place, she shall be saved in childbearing. All right? So her place is under the man, in subjection. You see? And that subjection is sex. And she's supposed to be loyal to that one man. And that man will have many wives. This is the way of salvation that the Lord has put together. It says, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness and sobriety. So they're not supposed to be like worldly women worried about careers or anything else of this world. Their service is to their man, just as the man's service is to our head, Yahweh Shai, which is serving Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai. So this is in the same way of the wife taking care of the kids, is her serving her husband in the service of her children. As she raised the children, she's serving the husband to make him to continue, which this is the way that the Lord has created it. He says in 2 Corinthians, it might be 1 Corinthians, but let me see. No, it's 1 Corinthians 2. Right here, 1 Corinthians, I'll start at 1. It says in chapter 11, verse 1, be ye followers of me, which is his apostle Paul speaking to the Israelites in Corinth, even as I also am of Hamashiach. See? So the men follow Yahweh Shai, and the women follow the men to salvation. That's really why a girl, her name in the Hebrew is Yalada. La leads her through the door into what? The chamber. See, and that's the salvation of the elect men also. We are led by Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai into salvation, which we're going to be changed in a chamber. Women, when they go into the chamber, they're supposed to go in virgins and come out joined to that man through sex, the shedding of blood, the breaking of the hymen. That's why the elect men are considered virgins. Talking about mentally, spiritually, we're virgins. We've never really been possessed by this world because we've been preserved for Yahweh's Son, Yahweh Shai. Now I praise you, brethren, that believe in Yahweh's Son, Yahweh Shai, that ye remember me in all things. Meditate on these epistles of the apostles and keep the ordinances which the law speaks of the Messiah. Salvation is not of the law, but the law teaches us of the Messiah. We know the history, which there's lessons to be learned in the history, and the opportunity is in the future. Our reward is in the future. That's why we must patiently wait. It says that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you in these epistles. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. So you're supposed to be led as an anointed Israelite man by Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai through the Holy Spirit. It says that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. So the woman's place is in subjection to the man, not to a boss, not to a professor, not to any other organization but her family, and her husband is to lead her, first her father, then her husband. You see, and that husband is supposed to pretty much until death do you part. You see? And he's supposed to have multiple women. That's showing when a woman has her period. There's supposed to be given time for a woman to rest out of the month, a week, so her body could heal from the pounding she takes. And you're supposed to lay it down for her so she knows that really she's afraid, because she could feel the strength of a man knowing that she's in subjection. You see? Because you're supposed to dominate a woman. All right? A woman is soft to be put into subjection. But in this wicked society, they tell the woman that she could be a man, she don't need a man. They tell the man that they could be like a woman, right? And they also lie about the position of a woman to a man, saying that a woman is supposed to be over the man, when in fact she's supposed to be in subjection. You see? But this is biblical, and I give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham HaRakakudash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which ruled Great Millstone well, and which taught us, Israel, the truth. Shalom to the elect, wa abab abal.